Hello Aquarius, welcome to my channel, Sarah Angel Tarot. I'm looking, some of you may be dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but I'm looking for new energies for those born under the zodiac sign of Aquarius. Let me get these straight. See what the beginning energies are. I always look for a positive reading, but if we don't get one for some reason, we will work it out. Let's see what the beginning energy coming in. Got a new tablecloth. I gotta get some plastic for it because it grabs the cards. Growth, beauty, fruition, blessings from the Empress coming in. Incoming energy, or not the incoming energy, the subject at hand is the Prince of Wands. Some of you could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Not necessarily. You'd be getting fiery messages because it's like a page in a way. But you know, like they're in the upright. The messages are in the upright. The people are in the upright. But let's see what's crossing this. Restriction, interference. Having some interference with a possible fire sign or a message. Like I said, a fiery message. What crowns you or your goal is happiness, and the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment in some way. Foundation, you're trying to avoid a tower situation, and you may. We'll see. In the past, you're dealing with the Princess of Cups. Someone may be over-emotional, or an over-emotional message. Maybe someone sent you something that was hit to the core of your being. But some of you may be dealing with Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio also. Let me make sure I can get these all in the picture. Near future. Regaining balance. Stabilization with the Art card. I'm going to lay out 4 more because I want to clarify these first. The near future. And then we go more to the ending energy of what is the final outcome. And I will clarify all of them with this deck. But I do see you're having some interference, or maybe there's some restriction, or you're feeling trapped. That has something to do with the Prince of Wands. Like I said, it could be a fire sign or a message. But you're avoiding a tower situation, I believe, for some of you. But I got to clarify, and bear with me when I clarify. I can change the story up or make it very interesting. So the Prince of Wands in the upright, with the Eight of Swords crossing it. Why are you there for Aquarius? Has to do with love. Maybe you're feeling trapped or restricted by love or your emotions. That's the Two of Cups. Prince of Wands in the upright. Eight of Swords crossing it. Two of Cups. Clarifying it. Why are you there for Aquarius? There it is again. Yeah, you're having a lot of interference and restrictions when it has to do with this type of sign. For some of you, I do believe you're dealing with a fire sign or someone with a fiery type energy. Well, what crowns you or your goal, you're just wanting happiness and wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups. And you can manifest this if you want to. So the Nine of Cups in the upright, why are you there for Aquarius? That's you, possibly Princess of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or someone trying to go for or negotiate or get to their happiness very quickly. So the Nine of Cups, Prince of Swords, Princess of Swords, both in the upright. Why are you there for Aquarius? That's what their goal is, or what crowns them, what's going to happen, you know. You're trying to regain stabilization, though. And you're trying to understand messages that may not be stable, or you're trying to work with these messages. Some of you, like I said earlier, a few of you will be dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Now the foundation, you got the Tower. The Tower is in reverse. But you want the Tower in reverse as far as I'm concerned. The Tower in reverse, you could be avoiding a tragedy. Some people believe it makes things worse, but it doesn't. I've had too many readings where someone avoided this. The Tower situation in reverse. Why are you there? As the foundation for Aquarius. It's good to avoid towers. Yeah, you avoid tower and you avoid possibly an ending. Some of you may have thought about going back or resurrecting something from the past that almost caused a tower situation for you. The Tower in reverse, Death in reverse. Why you there? For Aquarius. The sign Scorpio just flashed in my head. A lot of desires, probably because you desire a person or they desire you. This could go vice versa. Someone could be feeling this with you, that maybe they're looking back in the past of something that possibly ended, and they're like contemplating whether to revisit it again because they have desires, but they're trying to avoid a disaster because apparently there was, you know, a lot of friction there. Now in the past, you got the Princess of Cups. Let me move this over. Princess of Cups is in reverse. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Why you there? Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This looks awfully crooked. Yeah, someone's having trouble moving on from troubled waters with the Six of Swords. Can I get another card for the Princess of Cups and the Six of Swords? Why are you there? Looks crooked. I want to fix it later. Yeah, there was no growth. There was no growth possibly with the Princess of Swords, you know. Like I said, it could be a water sign, or with someone who was possibly over-emotional. You could take on this energy. Anybody can take on this energy. It does not have to be a water sign. But someone may have trouble moving on. But and the reason why I say that, usually I say they're trying to move on from a Princess of Cups. But because a Princess of Cups is in reverse and so is the Empress, I would have to say they may be trying to move on from troubled waters, but their emotions are not all there to do it. So, you know, to do it carefully. And they feel like there is no growth. In the very near future, you got the Art card. The Art card is in the upright. And it's getting balance. It's regaining balance, like Temperance. It is Temperance. So the Art card in the upright, while you're there, for Aquarius in the very near future, regain some balance. Yeah, and you collaborate with more than just one person. You're going to have a collaboration. It can be business or stability. The Art card in the upright, Three of Pentacles in the upright, both really good cards while you're there in the near future for Aquarius. Yeah, you may have to say your truth, and you may have to get on the get-go. You may have to really go for something, regain balance, so you can have this collaboration you're wanting. So it's time to get moving, Aquarius, to get this done, okay? Let's go over here. Possible future outcome, or advice from the universe, and it actually could be an outcome. What is coming towards you, your hopes and fears and possible manifestations, and the final outcome. So let's do this one. Now this is the possible future outcome or advice from the universe. It says that maybe you're thinking negative. Maybe you're thinking way too negative. That you may need to turn your situation around. Maybe you're thinking too much of the past. Or maybe there are people that aren't happy with your situation still. So the Sun card in reverse while you're there for Aquarius as the possible future outcome or advice from the universe. Yeah, it could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And like I said, it could be a page, a message, emotional message. Maybe you'll be hearing a message and you won't make you happy, or maybe this person is not happy for some reason. And it pretty much tells you to, you know, think upon it, you know, watch how you react or watch how you respond. Because I do see the Ace of Swords, and sometimes with the Ace of Swords, someone could state their truth pretty aggressively, and it may not make someone happy. So be careful of that. The Sun card in reverse, the Page of Cups, or Prince of Cups, I almost said the page. It is a page. Why are you there? For Aquarius. The Fool. And be careful about jumping into something new. You know, think before you leap into something with the Fool card in reverse. What is coming towards you? The High Priestess. High Priestess, some people say secrets, intuition, mysteries. I'm going to try to talk here. Things of that nature. So it could be that intuition or something of the spiritual nature may be coming towards you. Intuition may be very high right now. But the High Priestess in the upright while you're there for Aquarius. You are dealing with more than one person. Someone may be trying to come out of disappointment with you. They may be thinking upon you, but it's like they're trying to come out of disappointment. And it could be also that you'll be using your own intuition, your own abilities to come out of disappointment, and that you have the ability to do so. It is there for you. So the High Priestess in the upright, 5 of Cups in reverse. Why you there? For Aquarius. Yeah, someone may want to come out of strife, out of disappointment. And it could be, for a few of you, they're not telling you right away. They're keeping it to themselves, because the High Priest is about mysteries and hidden things and keeping things hidden sometimes, like I said, but it's also about intuition. But it could be also that you'll be listening to your intuition, coming out of disappointment, and not arguing so much with the 5 of Wands in reverse. Possible future outcome. I gotta get these right. Hopes and fears. You're afraid things won't move forward, or they'll move too slow with the Knight of Disc. Why are you there? Knight of Disc in reverse for Aquarius. The Moon. You're afraid of secrets. Some of you are afraid of deceptions. Some of you are afraid, just, may have a little bit of depression. You're afraid things won't move forward. So the Knight of Disc in reverse, the Moon card in the upright, while you're there in the hopes and fears. Manifestations for Aquarius. And some of you with the Moon card can manifest stuff with the High Priestess and the Moon. You could do some in a way of a spiritual nature. You can manifest in some way. So the Knight of Disc, the Moon in the upright, while you're there for Aquarius. Some of you may be a little down and out still by the Princess of Wands or a fiery message. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, a fire sign or a fiery type person. This person may have a temper, and their mindset, they may switch back and forth a little bit. So you may sit there and be worried about this, because they are in the fears. And maybe you're afraid, of deceptions or things that aren't like clear. And you're afraid something won't move forward for you. But to manifest something is to not allow this to enter your head. Don't allow things to get in your way and to manifest what you're wanting. Maybe it's the universe telling you you got a good head on your shoulder. Use your intuition. Come out of this disappointment and come out of strife. In the very end, you're going to reject an offer from somebody. Someone's going to offer you something. Or you're going to offer somebody something, but somebody's going to reject something that they don't like. You definitely don't like it, whatever is being offered you. So the 4 of Cups in reverse, while you're there for Aquarius, is the final outcome. Yeah, you're going to reject an offer, probably from the Princess of Cups, or someone, like I said, with an emotional nature. It could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or they may be rejecting an offer from you. Now the 4 of Cups in reverse, the Princess of Cups in reverse, why are you there? For Aquarius at the very end. Because they feel like it would cause them too much anxiety if they accepted it, or you will feel it would cause you too much anxiety. Now in the end, you will be still dealing with that Prince of Wands or Princess. It doesn't matter. To me, they are pages. Again, you're going to be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I did say you were going to be working with more than one person in this area. You are going for wish fulfillment. You're going for what you're wanting. You're trying to regain stability right here. You're avoiding a tower situation. But I'm seeing some of you may be thinking about resurrecting a situation with somebody else. It's like we're involved with one person in the outs with, and you're still thinking on somebody else, but you're still kind of teeter-tottering back and forth. The universe says to make yourself happy, because the way things are going, you get the Sun in reverse, especially when it has to do with the Prince of Cups. It says not to just jump into something. Look before you leap. Get rid of your fears and manifest the goals that you want. Go towards your goals so it'll come about. But I do see someone rejecting something that they think that will cause them anxiety. They don't want no anxiety, and it does have to do with the Princess of Cups, whether he or she is feeling this way towards you and does it, or you do it to them. I just see that there's more than just one person here. I do see that the Prince of Cups may be having trouble. They're wanting to move on for troubled waters, but they feel like it's a little difficult, but they feel like there's no growth where they're at, or you may feel that with them. You did have a lot of interference with a love situation, is why I think this, because it's there. And I see the Cups energy, and I see the fire energy, and I see a lot of interference with the Eight of Swords, someone feeling trapped or can't get by with something or can't, manifest something. It's going to make you kind of irritable if you're not careful. It's going to try to make you feel like if you can keep balance with a collaboration if you speak the truth, because that is a sort of truth. But I do see that you have a lot of anxiety, and that you may drop something or reject an offer just because you just don't feel like you can do it right now. It doesn't mean that you will continue to reject an offer. It just says that you will reject something because you were trying to avoid a tower situation with the foundation, and that you may be thinking about, or someone may be trying to think about resurrecting a situation with you. But like I said, there's a lot of interference. Okay? Bye.